Breaking news. We're going to have to take Ted Cruz's Latino card away from him. You may ask why I want to deport Ted Cruz from Latinidad. I tell you what, let's be fair. You don't have to have a certain political view to be Latino, Chicano, Hispanic. There's a few that are common, but I'm open-minded. But here's what really upset me. Recently, there was a vote at the Senate to decide just to talk about immigration. And you've heard about the plight of the Dreamers. That was on the table. The U.S. Senate met, and they all agreed to just talk about the problem, except for one senator. Ted Cruz from Texas was the only senator to vote against simply talking about fixing immigration. Can you imagine that? Now, when you say his name, I say it correctly, Ted Cruz. Porque él cruzó. He crossed. Ted Cruz. I think we have to talk to Ted because he uses the name, but he ain't in the game. And let's break this down. Ted Cruz, on his original birth certificate, was named Rafael Eduardo Cruz. Now, I don't know how you get Ted from Eduardo. Maybe my English isn't that good, okay? It sounds like it would be maybe Ed, Eddie, Ted. He added a whole other consonant. On top of it, he was born in Canada. So think about that. He's a frostback who came to the U.S. and benefited from the broken immigration laws. Well, let's look at that. You're perhaps familiar with the former law that was called the Dry Foot Law. This is no longer in place, but in the past, if a Cubano got to the shores of Miami, of Florida, and he touched dry land, they were eligible for permanent residency. Now, we have to look at this and decide, okay, how much of Cruz's family benefited from that? He benefited from the Canadian clause, and on top of it, I get it. He benefited from a broken immigration system, but then he turns his back on the community when we need him the most. At the end of the day, it really is terrible to see someone benefit from perhaps someone getting confused and thinking he's Hispanic and voting for him because he's Hispanic when he never helps us out. I want you to declare if you're Hispanic or not, Ted. If you're Hispanic, say, I'm proud to be Hispanic. We can sit down and have that discussion. I've heard him talk about his dad being Cubano. I've never heard Ted Cruz say, I'm proud to be Cuban American, because he's not. He's Canadian. So right now, I want to revoke Ted Cruz's Latino card. If you agree with me, send us a note, send us an email, give his office a call. I'm also going to visit the Canadian consulate. I want to see if they'll take him back. At the end of the day, Cruz crossed, but he's not going to double cross us anymore. I'm Tony, and you've crossed over to the other side.